This is a presentation on the book I read, North Carolina Lighthouses, a tribute of history and hope published by our state magazine. North Carolina has a very unusual coastline since we have the Outer Banks. It has been called a dangerous coastline since the water behind the islands is so unpredictable. It's deep in some places and really shallow in the others. Many sailors and explorers nickname our coast the graveyard of the Atlantic because so many ships wrecked off our coast. The story of our lighthouses begins with the Cape Fear River, which is the longest river in our state and the only major waterway to empty into the ocean. It was named Fear by the sailors who were afraid their ships would sink as they tried to dock their boats. North Carolina did not have a natural port, so sailors had to go 50 miles up the Cape Fear River to reach the man-made port in Wilmington. The mouth of the river was harsh to sailors, where the sandbars made their ships run into ground or sink. Sailors needed to see, so lighthouses were built. The first lighthouse we will talk about is the one on Balthead Island, which is called Old Baldy. It is the oldest lighthouse originally built in 1817 and standing 100 feet tall. After 1935, it was no longer used, but you can tour it if you visit there. The lighthouse at Oak Island near Southport, North Carolina is the newest one. It was built in 1958 and has one of the most powerful lights. It can be seen from 24 miles away. It is 155 feet tall, has 134 steps, has 3 stripes of color, and is an active lighthouse. It was one of the few standing buildings after Hurricane Hazel in 1954 that had winds over 150 miles per hour. When I was 4, I visited the lighthouse there, but I was not allowed to go inside it because they did not do tours. Cape Lookout Lighthouse is the one I visited this past summer with my family. It was built in 1859, is 163 feet tall, has 201 steps inside it, and is decorated with diamonds. When it was first built, it was red brick, but in 1873 it was changed to black and white diamond shapes with the black parts facing north and south and the white parts facing east and west. It is still used and is on an island where no one lives, and there is no electricity. There are several islands close by, including Shackleford Banks, where wild horses live. These horses were brought by settlers in the late 1500s and were abandoned on the island after shipwrecks. Right off the island of Atlantic Beach near Cape Lookout is Beaufort Inlet. This is where Blackbeard the pirate sunk one of his ships, the Queen Anne's Revenge. In 1996, this ship was found, and over the past 18 years, pieces of the ship have been brought up to the surface. My mom was in college when the first few artifacts were found, and one of her professors helped bring up the first cannon. That is now on display at the Maritime Museum in Beaufort. This past October, another cannon was raised. Getting the stuff from the ship is slow because it is expensive, and the dives to the shipwreck have to occur in the fall when most people are not at the beach on vacation. Blackbeard was killed at Ocracoke Inlet in 1718, just 5 months after he sank his ship. He was known to frequent the Ocracoke area near Ocracoke Lighthouse, and so the island is nicknamed Treasure Island. Ocracoke Island was first discovered by Sir Walter Raleigh in late 1585 when he tried to set up a colony of sailors. The lighthouse was first built in 1798, but it burned down in 1818. The lighthouse that is there today was built in 1823 and is the shortest one in North Carolina. It is still being used. When it was built, it was needed to light the waterway into the Sound, which was the only way into the first state capital of Bath before hurricanes opened other inlets. This is probably the best known lighthouse, Cape Hatteras. It was built in the 1870s. It is the tallest one at 180 feet and sticks out farthest into the ocean. It is an active lighthouse, and in 1999 it was moved because the beach was washing it away. It has been damaged many times because it was located so far out into the ocean that hurricanes beat its walls and washed away its land. The light can be seen 20 miles or more out to sea. The next one is Bodie Island Lighthouse. It is north of Cape Hatteras and built in 1872. The closest town is Nag's Head. The lighthouse was built half of a mile from the ocean because the builders were afraid of the sand washing away and the waters of the inlet flooding and damaging the lighthouse. At first, the island was called Body's Island because the inlets around the island were so dangerous. The names of towns around the lighthouse show just how dangerous the waters are. The towns of Nag's Head and Kill, Devil's Hill, were both named because of the many bodies that washed up from shipwrecks. The last lighthouse is Currituck. It is only 40 miles from Virginia and is the only red lighthouse. It was built in 1875 and is still used. The closest town is an island named Corolla that is well known for its wild horses. Currituck is the most isolated lighthouse and is the least visited lighthouse on our coast. Less than 100,000 people visit it each year. Thank you for listening to my book report on North Carolina's lighthouses.